I have it closer to the motor. I know everyone's probably going to think, well, it's because it's... So I'm running this car back to back also. Okay, so we're giving it the ultimate test after I ran it. Let's see what the results are. No bent CVDs. That's just the drive cup that's actually wobbly. So no bent CVDs, that's actually pretty good. That's a first for WL. We're gonna check this air control. Not there. Let's see if we can get a good. Oh, that was bad. Let's go back to that. Let's do you again. Okay, so you really don't want to do that too often, but if you have to, based off of the way that you hit the jump, sometimes you actually have to make adjustments, like on the fly. So yeah, this one just actually wants to jump straight, so that's not necessary. That little flight control at the end. Let's see if we can get it one more time. See if we can make that happen. Yeah, so that right there would have been a land, but that's how you ruin cars. Yeah, so that's how a car should jump. It should actually want to jump flat, no matter which way you try to take the jump. I should have landed that. I'm trying to get that to happen again so I can kick that nose down and then drive out of it. So let's see if we can get that to happen one more time. I think probably that would be the point where I would bend a CVD. So I'm just trying to take it to the extreme and see what it can actually hold up to. I have replacement parts, so it's fine. So that's a situation right there. I think the slipper would have helped because it wouldn't have caught so much on that landing, trying to correct the throttle or correct the flight. Yeah, it's just better just to hit through it. So kind of impressed. These shocks are holding up well. The spring weight, I guess you would say, is holding up well for the track. I thought this was going to be more of like a dirt spring, but it actually is working out pretty well. So right there is where I would normally bend like a dog bone or a CVD. So I'm trying to drive it to its limit right now to see what will happen. I like how the back's kicking out, and I also like the little slippage of the tire. I think if it had a lot more grip, I think this car would just wheelie on that straightaway. So I think having this slipper style tire is actually working for this setup. I think the rally tires that I also run on these cars probably will work well on this one. It's going to give it a little more top speed because of the ballooning. Not that I'd really need that, but it will give it a different feel around the track. Yeah, I'm not sure what shock oil they're running in here. These are off of an EAT 14. I would say it's almost like a 35, possibly. Nah, it wouldn't be a 40. It feels almost like a 35, I think. And that would be like front and rear. They feel the same. So that shock oil with this spring tension actually is working out pretty well. It gives it the correct amount of dampening for each jump. Not popping up anywhere. Just kind of planted, so that's pretty good. It's my track about to die. Let's see what happened. Off on the back. So the Basher Queen stuff looks to be holding up pretty well. Shock towers are looking pretty good. The middle brace is really stiff, so that's really good. So if you're gonna be running a WL on carpet especially, I'd probably recommend that, because the stock shock towers will bend within like the first or second run for sure. Most of the WL parts are just a weaker metal from the from the LC, so that's why I tried to put more LC parts on here to give it its durability, but also keep the drivetrain of the WL to see if I can just make a good track car. Yeah, so this is going to be the one, this is going to be the run. If those dog bends are going to bend, this is going to be the run that's going to happen on. I'm trying to give it its max potential. Now I'm curious. I'm going to drive back around on the next one and check it. Come on, man, I had that. Alright, let's see what they look like. I've only run this car 2 times around the track. Normally, look good. Not bent. Yeah, so just the drive cups are just kind of wiggly, and I'm okay with that. This is also running no sway bars. Oh, that was a miss. Again, we're just trying to take this to its limit to see what it can handle. A lot of LCs, well, technically a lot of WLs, they drive good around the track the first couple times, and then they just start degrading after that. So I think the biggest thing I'm looking out for is just those CVDs. I just want to see what's going to happen with those, if they're going to hold up. And if they are, then this is truly a really serious competitor for an LC. And I would have never thought that was possible, but very impressive, very impressive. Anyone has an idea of a theme of this car, let me know. I'm gonna try to paint something up. It has the gold hubs now. I could run black ones if I needed to. But if you have an idea of a theme to paint, color scheme, any kind of colors that you might think would go good with the gold. I just threw a LC body on it really quickly because I have I have too many bodies that I need to paint. I just don't know of all the themes that I'm gonna go with. Ooh, it's my broken track over here. I'm trying to like dip into it so I could shoot out of it. Oh, that's great. That's what happens when your car sits in water from the rain. So all this stuff needs to be redone. So sad. So I'm running this car back to back also. I want to see if the motor's gonna, or the ESC is gonna cut out. And it looks like the ESC is holding up way better than I thought. So there's been times where on the 6200 with the LC that I'm hitting thermal cutoff. And I'm having a feeling it was a thermal cutoff of the motor and not the ESC, because the ESC is running at about the same temperature as the LC, but the motor was running also about the same temperature as the LC from before. When I put the fan on it, now it's running at like 150, 140, depending on how, you know, the temperature outside. But I'm trying to see if I can get it to cut off, and it doesn't look like it's going to cut off. Another thing I was testing on this car, on one of my LCs, I'm actually having an issue. Well, I had an issue with this controller with the position of the receiver wire. And I had to change the position of the receiver wire because I could not figure out what the situation was. I thought it was the ESC. Come to find out it's not. It's just the location of that, the end of that wire. I had it mounted on top, and now I have it closer to the motor. I know everyone's probably going to think, well, it's because it's interfering with the carbon fiber. Well, that can't be true, because I set this receiver up exactly like the other one, just to see if I can mimic that same problem. And this one doesn't have that little reception issue where I'm losing reception and losing control at the same time. So poor track. At least it held up for 2 years before this started happening. I just need to basically, when it rains, I need to adjust what's actually sitting in the rain and what's not. Especially if I know it's going to be like a storm, which in California a storm is not extreme, but they make it sound extreme. A little bit more pop on that one. Feels like I'm losing steering. All right, let's check it. It looks like I'm losing steering to one direction, so let's check everything, make sure everything looks good. Yeah, I think I might have messed up the servo. Yeah, I think the servo's dead. Alright, let's give it one more shot around the track. Hit that straightaway one more time. That one worked for some reason. And that's battery. Alright, so let's fix that servo. Let's get another servo in here. And right now, this one is a really, really serious track car by WL. Good job.